Day 2 of the third diamond ball from Nanking in China continues with the first appearance of Serbia. Always a basketball powerhouse, and probably smarting at the fact that they are not one of the 12 nations participating in Beijing in the Olympic tournaments. And their opponents today, Iran, they are one of the 12. Now, here on Eurosport 2, we've seen the Iranians already. They gave a good account of themselves against the Olympic champions Argentina. In that game, they went down by 10 points. So Dusan Ivkovic, coach to Serbia, will know that there's a potential banana skin in his path. I'm Roy Birch, and with his first experience of Iranian basketball, my co-commentator is Mickey Bett. Mickey, we can expect two very, very different styles of basketball here.
Oh, very much so, Roy. It's not my first experience. I saw them play last summer in the Asian Games, Roy. I saw them play twice. They're a very exciting, wannabe street ball type team. I think their weakness is perhaps their discipline in key moments. I think we saw that in the game against Argentina the first day. But the Serbians come here, yeah, you're right, smarting with the fact they finished bottom of, I think it was Group A in Eurobasket 2007 last year. They're on a rebuilding program. They've got a good coach in Ivkovic. Very, very experienced with Dynamo Moscow 2 years ago when they went to the ULEB Cup final and won it. I think this is a team that's on a rebuilding and a resurgent Serbian team. Very young. A lot of them born in the 80s, middle 80s. I think it's a good team to watch today.
Yeah, remember here on Eurosport 2 last year, we saw Serbia win the World Under-19 Championships. Of course, they were on home soil then, in Novi Sad. And we can always expect a terrific example of the basic skills of the game being performed by Serbia. But Iran, they're no pushovers, and their coach is a Serb, a 53-year-old Serb, Retko Toruman, and he will be determined to have one over on his countryman, Dusan Ivkovic.
Well, you find when you see a lot of these Asian championships, the Asian teams, they have these coaches brought in from abroad, and there's quite a few Serbians coaching out in these countries that occupy the Asian zone of FIBA. You see a starting five there for Serbia. Kosta Perovic has just spent an in-and-out year with the NBA and the D-League out there. Velikovic, Tripkovic and Keshman all play for Partizan, and Vijanic has just signed with FS Pilsen from Moscow, Roy. Interesting move for him.
Yeah, rebuilding stages at Dynamo Moscow, and of course we'll see them here on Eurosport 2 in what was called the ULEB Cup, but is now called the Euro Cup. That's for October onwards, but they're the starting five for Iran. And
not names that roll off the tongue very easily, are they?
Their big player, number 15, Ahmed Haddadi, was a real handful when Iran confronted Argentina, the Olympic champions. And remember, they only lost that by 10, so...
Well, I saw Haddadi play in the final last year, the FIBA Championships in Asia, and he had 31 points, including Roy, a halfway line shot. He made a shot at the end of the first quarter from the halfway line. He didn't bank it, but he went straight in. But that was some effort for a 7'2" post player. But he did everything right that day, and of course that game won them qualification for the Olympics to come in about 8 days' time.
There's the man we were talking about, Milos Juvanic, number 13 for Serbia. Went to Dynamo Moscow last year in a late transfer deal as a point guard, and must have been very, very disappointed when Dynamo Moscow lost in the semi-final of the ULEB Cup, and that really ended the contract of Coach Pesic.
It'll be interesting to see where that Moscow team goes. We'll see them later, perhaps in the ULEB Cup on Eurosport 2. But losing Pesic and losing Vijanic, I think Vijanic is a very, very talented point guard, and the Iranians have all they can to keep control of him today.
In the men's diamond ball, the third time this competition has been held, Serbia are the defending champions, actually, of the diamond ball. And the only other team to have won it so far, Australia. Australia won it in the year 2000. Serbia won it when it was held 4 years ago. That was in Belgrade on their home court. And the referees today from Brazil, we have Cristiano Morano, Scott Butler, the second time we've seen the Aussie, and Yang Malgong from China. So Iran in white against Serbia in their traditional blue. And Serbia get their hands on the ball first of all.
Interested to see where they go straight away. Perovic is the big man inside for Serbia, and a very, very big target as he goes. That was Veljkovic there with the first move, though, Roy, but unsuccessful.
Well, first turnover for Iran, and an uncompromising foul. You are not going to score a layup, said number 5, Amir Amini.
I think the steal ended up right in Vijanic's hands there. You see Vijanic has to look down to control the ball. But very strong guard, and I'm surprised he didn't get 2 shots on that. The foul was obviously before he went up.
Turnovers killed Iran against Argentina. The official stats said 17 turnovers, but my colleague Lloyd Gardner made it 25, and I tend to believe Lloyd over that.
Well, there was the NBA superstar. It's not superstar. Perovic with the jump hook that didn't really quite get there. Looks a lot leaner than when I saw him play for Partizan a couple of years ago. Turnover for Iran early on.
I think we may say that quite a few times today, Mickey. Turnover for Iran.
Well, this is the side of them that's very unpredictable. How can you not start an offense this early in the game?
And luckily for Iran, Serbia have missed both their attempts so far. There's the first 3-point attempt of the day, of the game rather. It goes a long way short, and there's a block on the way up. Nothing illegal about that, and the first score. And Serbia had to work very, very hard indeed.
Well, Haddadi almost got a block shot. Second time, he got them the first time. Veljkovic managed to finish it at the playoff. That's wild, Roy. Absolutely wild. I think the foul's on number 12 for Iran. I'm not sure how they're going to stay here. So if it's a foul on the Serbian team.
Veljkovic, I think, number 14.
Wow.
What?
Not quite sure. Yeah, it looked like a flailing arm from 12 there, which is Oshin Sahakian, not called.
Another crazy shot from the Iranians. And what occurred to me then, Mickey, was just seeing them trying to use an off-the-ball pick, and you could have driven a double-decker bus between the pick and whoever was trying to use it. And that's poor execution, really, and they paid for it with another 2 points from Serbia.
Well, Perovic, 4 points, and there's a reason he went from Partizan straight to the Golden State Warriors. He's a very, very good player, 7'2".
Another 3-pointer from Iran, and this time it results in a 3-point or 3-shot foul, rather.
Well, Roy, as much as I don't want to say it, if Iran play like this in the Olympics, they're going to get absolutely wiped out, because the shot there from Afagh was behind the back, got the space, but he's waiting. The plan was to bring Haddadi over to the low post and feed him down low, but he just jacked up a 3 without even thinking about maybe looking inside for the pass. They're just a bit too wild to me. But you know what, making the Olympics for them is a great achievement. I think when they won the Asian Games last summer, the vice president was there to meet them at the airport as they came back home. National heroes.
Yeah, they beat Lebanon in the final of the Asian Championships by 5 points. Could have gone either way. I think I seem to remember a 3-pointer very, very close to the buzzer won it, and then a foul. So eventually Iran won by 5 in a real humdinger, apparently. 4-2, Serbia lead. And that's how it stays. Good rebound there from number 15. That's Haddadi, their main man.
I think he's the best player they've got, Haddadi. He will go to work. Well, I say that, another turnover. And you can see, Roy, both teams just really having a hard time warming up to the occasion here. Serbia's their first game, Iran their second game, but they're not really in tune either.
Well, we'll log on to the official stats in a couple of minutes' time when there's something worthwhile looking at, but I reckon that's Iran's 5th turnover already.
It's, yeah, they've got to avoid the turnovers, and especially when they come to the Olympics and play the tough teams there.
Good ball movement from Serbia, but
had to go one more, Roy, didn't it? It had to go. Well, now they've been very, very lucky there, Serbia getting out of that. That was almost a steal down the other end for a layup.
Well, the referee deemed that to be a foot violation. I'm not certain that was a deliberate act there.
Well, I think if anything, it was Vijanic's mistake. Maybe his foot.
Nice play inside, our good hands. And Serbia a little bit lucky to come up with possession from that, and a sloppy one-handed pass. Now that's good defense. That is really good defense from Iran. But unfortunately, they cannot stop the open jumper.
Yeah, nice shot there. Jump fake. I think it was down Tripkovic down the other end. And again, a quick shot, wild, out of control, Roy. And Serbia off to the races.
Well, it was a superb outlet pass from the Iranian rebounder, but then a crazy finish on the fast break. The old adage is speed in the backcourt, which they had, but they had no poise in the front court.
No, if you're going to shoot quickly on a fast break, you better be a good shooter, and you've got to be able to make it too, because the big guys won't want to rebound at that speed.
Oh, good hands. And another good recovery from Serbia, and here go Iran again on the fast break. Oh, my word, what on earth was that? Volleyball, halfway line almost.
And the basket counts too. What a good move. Here you go, a little bit of life from the Iranian guards here. All the way, gets the foul, there it is. And in, nice move, Amir Rahmani.
Well, it was interesting finish from Iran, but there was also an interesting little situation on the halfway line as well, and they were almost playing volleyball with it.
Well, you know, Roy, it's a game we don't play in England, but it's called handball, isn't it? Where you keep the ball moving, and a lot of these countries do. They work at it and train at it very young, and you put it into the PE system, and that's what it looked like, a bit of handball there.
Yeah, Eurosport 2 show a lot of handball, and we showed a lot of basketball dunks as well.
Yeah, Perovic gets the ball high post, and too easy to get the ball that low with such a tall player. The speed's not going to kill you from there. It's your lazy defense.
Now that is a good call. This time it was a legitimate foot violation.
Yeah, Velikovic picking up full court. A 6'9" Velikovic. You can see the terrible defense there. It's a Sahakian all the way, and you'll see that highlight film tonight.
Well, terrible defense both ways on an individual basis, and no help at all from a teammate. That's good patient play this time from Iran. Still a long time to go on the shot clock.
Good pass.
Yes, that's nice. Nice play and a good move. Now, that's on that occasion, Iran, they ran the shot clock down. They waited and waited and waited for a good percentage shot, and they got what they deserved, a good 2 points.
Yeah, well, when the things are going well, their way, they can play. They're street ball players. They're organized. They just got to up the ante defensively. And a good rotation. Oh, foul referee. That's a weak foul, I think. Probably a bump. We'll see. Nika Barami there on Vijanic.
The Serbs move the ball so sweetly. Yeah, their first instinct is to pass, not dribble. Until you get the ball in the high percentage area, just like Perovic did there. Nice move from the Bakersfield Jam player.
6 points for Perovic. Nice play. And again, he's got the post moves down to a T. He's worked hard on him over the season.
Good defense from Serbia. Shot clock ticking down. Haddadi again, nowhere to go. Another crazy three-point attempt. And another good rebound. And not quite two, but he'll have to earn his points from the line.
Well, Roy, Haddadi is working on his own. He's 7'2". He's Iran's best player. And, you know, he does some dirty work in it. He got the ball in the low post, didn't want it, kicked it out, the shot went up. He got good rebounding position and kept the ball alive and drew the foul out of Perovic, I think.
Yeah, we're discussing Iranian basketball, or the politics of it. Not that we know an awful lot about it. When we saw them first of all against Argentina, I just wonder how much the guy on the line could make if he were allowed to play outside of Iran.
Good question. Good question. I doubt whether he's NBA material.
No, certainly not. But
young boy, 23 years old though. You know, he's got some upsize in his age.
I reckon a lot of ULEB Cup, possibly EuroLeague teams might be interested in him. Well, that should have been an easy two there. There was an open shot, and here go Iran again on the fast break. That's a good block. Very good block there from Velikovic.
Yeah, the problem with the shot down the other end is almost too open, and then he's dropped the ball. So Velikovic there in the space of 30 seconds has missed an easy 15-footer. He's blocked a shot, and then he's fumbled the ball down the other end. There's the block shot there. And it's a weak move, really. This Nika Barami should have gone harder, drawn some contact.
Just over 4 to go in the first period, and the Serbs with just a narrow lead, and another Iranian turnover. Same old record, I'm afraid. And this time it should be 2 foul shots to Serbia.
Well, Roy, what annoyed me about the turn, I think it was Afagh with the turnover. He just jogged back, got his head down, realized he's made a mistake and didn't really want to commit to getting back on defense. That's a cardinal sin as a coach. You know, you wouldn't want to see your players just give up out there. And I think Toroman may have got some substitutions in here.
Well, Coach Toroman reckons there's really good chemistry in his team. He describes his players as warriors.
Well, we get a chance to see Toroman. Jeans and a t-shirt he's wearing. That's not a bad little attire for coaches on the sideline. You know, the days of shirt and tie and nice little blazer were long gone.
Unless, of course, we're talking about the English schools where the blazers and ties are mandatory.
I can't remember wearing jeans and t-shirt for a coach in the game, that's for sure.
Under 4 to go. Serbia by 3. First period. Good pressure from Serbia. What a crazy shot again. Just throwing it against the backboard, hoping there'd be a rebounder there.
I thought that was a pass, but it was just too much on it. It was way too out of the way for Haddadi to get that one.
Double high post from Serbia. And again, inevitably, the rebound grabbed by Haddadi.
Well, I think one thing you notice about Iran, their defensive intensity is down a rate to what you'd expect from an international team.
Well, we've seen one example of superb defense already here this morning against, or rather Australia against China, when the Australian defense dominated, restricted the Chinese to just 55 points. But there, Haddadi, the main man for Iran, gets them to within 1 with 3 to go in the first.
Keeping the ball alive, tipping it, and managed to get the last tip. And Haddadi's 6 points, I think it's 7 points maybe. Just check that in a minute. That's a good move from Dusan Keshman there, driving.
Foul, Sakarkin, that's his second. Yeah, look at resignation on the face of the guilty player. And in for the first time, Iranian number 9, that's Iman Zandi Mashadi. A rare example there of a pass to the low post from the point. And that's bad defense, actually. You should easily be able to cut that out, or at least deny it. And the Iranian defense was asleep. Yeah, nice 3, and that, believe it or not, takes Iran into the lead, and I think that's enough as far as Coach Dusan Ivkovic of Serbia is concerned. He's called a timeout.
Well, Ivkovic will not be very happy. I don't think necessarily the 5 he's got out there is his strongest 5, because he's got Nenad Kristec on the bench, who's just coming back from a 3-year spell in the NBA, 4-year spell in the NBA. But Serbia down 2 in the first quarter.
It's the 3rd time that the diamond ball has been held in men's basketball. Women, they'll be on their 2nd diamond ball very soon, and we'll cover that on Eurosport 2. But in this 2nd day, it's Iran's 2nd game, and they lead Serbia by 2 points with 2 to go, or 2 and a bit to go in the first period.
We're interested to see whether Ivkovic has made these subs after 7.5 minutes of this game. As I said, Nenad Kristec is on the bench for Serbia, who is the NBA player coming back to Europe next year. It looks like they got the same 5 out there.
Well, one thing's for certain, Iran cannot afford to have Haddadi on the bench. He's their main scorer, main rebounder, main everything, main shot blocker. And there he is. Couldn't quite get his hands on the rebound, and new shot clock for Serbia. Good hustle from the team in blue.
And although it ended up a good shot, it was very, very rushed. And Serbia need to work harder, I think, to get some easier looks.
Oh, nice easy two. Ties the scores at 13s.
Perovic again, Roy. 8 points for Costa Perovic. Getting some good looks in there. Haddadi, although 7'2", having a hard time dealing with Perovic's scoring ability.
No turnover in the last couple of minutes from Iran. So perhaps they've learned the lesson. The word went out from the coach, stop giving the ball away. Here's Haddadi inside, lovely bounce pass. Oh, great pass, but somehow the layup was squandered. Good hustle from Serbia. Here they go on the break.
Well, it was a great pass and good hustle. And Serbia again passing up the layups, Roy.
Passing up the layups for a three-pointer.
That's a good little...
Good exchange.
Yeah, good balance there.
Serbia by 3. 5 points in a row for the team in blue. Yeah, a lot of pressure on the ball handler. Is he going to give it away?
That should be white ball. I thought that came off the leg of Tripkovic on the sideline there. And subs in for the Iranians. Now, do we see Serbian subs? They're going to... Looks like Markovic is in the game. Is he for Stefan Markovic for Serbia? One sub made, yeah.
Javed Davari for Iran with 11 on the shot clock. In the last minute of the first period.
Now, Markovic, I think, is the youngest Serbian out there. Just turned 20 2 months ago. So although it's a very young team, he is the youngest. I remember you, Roy, mentioned about Milan Mashvan. Would he make this team? But probably not quite ready for it.
Mashvan, remember, MVP in the World Junior Championships that we showed last year. Oh, what a move! What a move! Great volleyball passing there into the top scorer for Iran, and lovely finger control as well.
Oh, what a such a sophisticated, skillful play from Haddadi at 7'2" to catch and just go up.
But the response from Serbia is immediate. Another three-pointer.
Well, Uros Tripkovic can definitely shoot. There's no doubt about it, as you've seen there.
Oh, slip, nice pass. Eventually, there's a 3-second differential between game and shot clock. So Iran will have to get a shot away. And there it is. It's a three-pointer, which is good. It's a one-point game. And coach getting excited. Toraman urges his charges on. Will Serbia make anything of this last shot? Not a lot.
Oh, good follow, though. Good follow, almost.
Nearly on the buzzer.
Yeah, it was a good shot and good follow. A good fine quarter there, Roy. 10 minutes of very competitive basketball.
So, 19 plays 18. At the end of the first period, Serbia with a slight advantage. Good game on our hands here on Eurosport 2. Stay with us. And a short break between the periods. Here at the Diamond Ball in Nanking, it certainly won't have escaped the attention of coach Dusan Ivkovic of Serbia that the main man for his opponents here, Iran, that's the number 15, that's Hamed Haddadi. Everything that Iran does, everything that Iran do, revolves around that number 15. So I have no doubt that in the next couple of minutes he will have instructed his players to go at the Iranian number 15, see if he can't get a couple of fouls on him.
Well, he's a very, very skillful player. I thought that last move was as smooth as you'll find for somebody 6'2", let alone 7'2". And new players in for Serbia, and I'm not sure Iran's got any subs in yet, but Haddadi is still out there. He is their main man.
Well, the number 6 for Serbia has just been introduced. That's Branko Skretkovic. He's down as an Askasfayu Girona player. But I can tell you that he won't be playing for them next season in the ACB for a very good reason.
Well, the bankruptcy only happened like 3 or 4 days ago, Roy. Is that right? It was announced.
That's right, yeah.
They're moving down a division or 2. I don't know how far you move down with the bankruptcy, whether it's 1 division or 3 or whatever it is.
I think they pulled out of senior basketball altogether. They're concentrating on their juniors now, which is a sad indictment on
the
for a
ULEP Cup final team. That's got to be historic. I'm not sure that's ever happened before.
Well, there's Haddadi again, and
well, that's what he does. He blocks shots. He's intimidating. Perovic didn't want to challenge him the second time.
And again, Serbia somewhat lucky to get a new shot clock here. And there's an open man who should take the 3. That's a long way off. And the rebound, I suppose you could give a rebound there to Haddadi. He got his hands on it, but it was knocked out of his hands. But luckily for Iran, they were awarded possession.
I'm not sure what the foul. The foul was on the rebound. It was very, very subtle foul. I think it was Markovic. Serbia picking up full court here, trying to create a bit of momentum. bit of tempo to this game.
Now we saw the Chinese trying to dribble their way out of a press, and that's exactly what Iran are doing. But on this occasion they get away with being fouled, and the foul against Stefan Markovic.
Yeah, that's just youthful exuberance there. That's poor play. You're reaching, you're 30, 40 feet away from the basket. No way, he's not going to score from there, and you've just wasted a foul for your team.
Oh, now was that foot in the backcourt? Well, Iran had a backcourt violation in a key time, but another turnover for Iran. Against Iran, rather. So we've had no score in 1:10 of this second period. So defense rules at the moment, and indecision rules as well. Good loose ball, good hustle from Iran, and here they go.
Yeah, it was poor spacing really from the Serbian players on offense. That was not the ideal situation.
Yeah, nice reverse layup, and Iran take the lead at 20-19.
Yeah, that's Javed Davari there. I think he's their best point guard. Didn't start the game. Amini starts the game, but Javed Davari is very experienced. And there you see steal.
Right on cue, Mickey Bet praises him, and he lives up to the praise. It's a 3-point Iranian lead.
Well, Davari's going up against the young 20-year-old Markovic, and he's taken off him once. He wants to do it again. He's going to reach for it.
Now, was there a trip?
Well, I don't know, Roy. He seemed to go down about 2 yards after he went by Davari, but Markovic is definitely shaken up a little. Yeah, there was. Yeah, a little tap on the heels. And a tackle to boot there by his teammate.
Yeah, if the referee was convinced there was a trip there, then he calls the foul. 22-19, Iran lead with 8 to go in the first half. And into Perovic. Well, that shot was taken sideways on. Didn't deserve to go in. Well, Roy, Iranian possession.
Yeah, I agree. You talk about the great Serbian players, the great form, the fundamentals, but that shot just looked so awkward. It did not look natural at all. But yeah, Iran's shown a bit of confidence here. Everybody's saying that this was not going to be a big tournament for Iran coming in the diamond pool as Davari fumbles it. But you know, they've got a bit of spirit about them.
Good switching defense from Serbia, putting an awful lot of pressure on the point guard, who's putting the ball on the floor far too much, and no backcourt with only 7 seconds left on the shot clock though, and eventually another turnover for Iran and an easy layup for Serbia. It's back to a 1-point game.
Well, I think point guard would be a loose description.
Yes,
I'm not sure.
Yes, I'm doing him a few favors there, I think.
Javed Davari needs to come and get the ball. There he is on the ball now. He can dribble a bit.
Well, poor execution again, taking on going in a 1-on-3 situation. Yeah, lazy foul, lets the man go past him and then tries to steal the ball, but hits his arm instead.
Wants some blood too.
Really, Markovic should go off and get that treated.
He looks like he's taking a bit of a rake in with somebody's fingers maybe. He's gone through there, he's felt it, and he's out. Yep, going to take a break. The blood break, Vijanic comes back in.
Yeah, thanks to a certain Magic Johnson, the rule is knee blood, and he must leave the court and get it treated. Serbia in blue, and they trail by 1 against Iran in this third diamond ball for men. And the 1-point lead is now in the hands of Serbia after a nice move to the hoop, which results in an and 1 as well.
Zora and Erceg there with a great move, just faced up. I mean, that was as fundamentally sound as you can get. Square up, pump fake, and just drive to the basket.
First foul against Haddadi. I just wonder whether the Serbians have it in their minds to go at the big guy.
I think the future of Serbian basketball is very, very strong. They've got a lot of good players who are 25 and under, but they don't seem to have the true superstar coming through that years gone by would have turnover there.
My word.
That's just poor. I think Torman's now looked like he's going to the bench for maybe call a timeout, but I don't hear a buzzer, so he's got a sub maybe. Yeah. Well, there is a timeout. Yeah.
Yeah. Give credit to the Serbian defense there. They forced that turnover. Iran really had nowhere to pass the ball to. So Coach Torman wants to talk over how to break a press. Serbia lead by 2 with best part of 7 minutes remaining in the first half. extensive coverage of the Olympic basketball tournament on Eurosport. A great mouth-watering prospect that is come August. Here in Nanking in late July, it's Iran 22, Serbia 24, and Iran have just been forced to call a timeout to try and solve their problem of giving the ball away too many times.
Yeah, they've got 8 turnovers, Roy, and they had 24 against Argentina, so the propensity is to give a 20-plus performance at this level against these good teams from around the world that are vying for the Olympic title, although Serbia will not be there.
Now let's see if Serbia can capitalize upon that turnover.
Here's the pump fake coming again from Erceg. Look, he wants his one-on-one play. Now, settle for the 3. You've got to take it to the hoop. You've succeeded once, do it again.
Especially when you're being marked by the big guy. Why not take him on and just say, well, perhaps there's going to be a foul. And that's another poor shot from Iran. Nice pass inside. They do fake well, don't they, the Serbs? That's a lovely offense from them. 2 fakes, ended up in an open shot. And Milenko Tepic nails the 2. And nearly another turnover. Shot clock. 18, 17, 16. That's an 8-second call that was missed by the officials, I'm afraid. They got the ball over the halfway line on 8.5 seconds. That should have been another Iranian turnover.
I think the referee's getting the benefit of the doubt there, maybe, Roy. You're talking half seconds, and Haddadi's got to go to work.
Yeah, good pressure defense again from Serbia. They deserved possession before that shot was taken. They got it anyway. That's good offense. Saw the man on the floor, took his time and nailed the 3. That's Vijanic.
Yeah, sorry, Roy. Interesting. I've got sort of a foul here on the corner of Serbia. Too much pressure defense for Vijanic. A lot of the pick and rolls, a lot of the offensive style for Serbia goes to the baseline, away from where you normally want to play a pick and roll, which obviously brings the ball to the middle.
I make it 9 without reply for Serbia.
Yeah, they're 22-20 up, Iran, and looking very confident. Now they're in a bit of trouble against this pressure defense.
Now that's had to beat the press. Pass the ball, but don't miss the layup. Luckily, they got the offensive rebound.
Yeah, good follow-up there from Sahakian, just following in his own missed shot.
How many times do you see that a team beats a press and then thinks they've got an easy score and they miss it? Well, on that occasion, Iran did, but they got bailed out by a rebound. Just over 5 to go in the first half. Serbia with a 5-point lead and a new shot clock.
Yeah, Vijanic took the pick and roll. I think he saw the shot clock getting down lower, took the 3, missed it, but they ended up with their own rebound. Good hustle from the Serbians.
Oh, nice pass, lovely pass. And
that's beautiful. That's a foul on the Haddadi too.
Yeah, that worked out perfectly for Serbia.
That's only his first foul for...
No, second foul. Hang on, just computer just ticking over. Yeah, second foul.
Erceg will shoot the 2. He had that nice up and under move against Haddadi when there was no defense played. He managed to evade the shot blocking attempts there and draw the foul. Now this Serbian team didn't qualify for the Olympics. They will start their campaign for Eurobasket 2009 next month. An away game in Sardinia against Serbia, so Serbian basketball has to qualify for the next European Championships. That goes back a long way to see that happen, and they're not going to be in a totally easy group, I wouldn't think. Bulgaria's in there, Hungary's in there, and Italy.
Well, Serbia, of course, are the rump of Yugoslavia, you know, being the powerhouse in international basketball for many, many years, but as I say, the rump of Yugoslavia, they've taken it, then it became Serbia, Montenegro. They've taken the Montenegro out now, so it's getting smaller and smaller, the pool of basketball players.
Dwindling away. Nika Barami there with the foul on number 6, Svetkovic, the ex-Girona player. There's a big talk around the Eurocircle. He's now a free agent because obviously his team went bankrupt.
Something else that will really irk the Serbs is the fact that Croatia are in the Olympic tournament. Former Yugoslav Republic, now a basketball nation in its own entity, and Croatia qualified from the Olympic qualifying tournament that was held in Athens recently, and they're a dark horse for the Olympic title, or at least a medal.
Well, they're strong. They're strong. I'm not sure how far they'll go medal-wise. You think maybe medal? Maybe.
That's a good fast break this time from Iran.
Right, you got free throws down one, then you give up layup in 3 seconds. There's no way that should happen. That's poor defense from the Serbians. Over pressing, over pushing up the floor.
Well, Serbia just can't get away from this Iranian team. It's only a 5-point game. Yeah, there's a push on the offense. Yeah, against Serbia, foul against Serbia. That's Kectovic. No, it's a foul against Iran, actually. And
I think they are walking down the other end. Yeah, you're right, Roy. It was Svetkovic with the foul. Now it's back to a 5-point game. 4:15 to go. I think it's a key time for Iran here. They have to hold on. I don't think that lead needs to get to 10 for them. Otherwise, they will have a hard third quarter to come back after halftime.
Well, again, coast to coast and finish it up with an off-balance shot. That's awful.
Well, the problem is for Serbia. Serbia think that the Iranians cannot play, so they're pushing up full court. But what's happening is the Iranians are going by them, creating layups, but not converting.
Haddadi the rebound. And the bounce pass down the length of the floor.
Nice move, too. Got the foul. Now, I think Serbia, Ivkovic needs to take the press off and just play solid half-court defense and build on this 5-point lead, which will not be 5 points in a minute. Is it Amini's going to shoot the 2 free throws, or Davari? I'm not sure who. Yeah, Javed Davari is going to shoot 2 free throws, the lefty.
Substitutions from both teams. 13 for Serbia goes out. That's Vujanic.
Yeah, 4-point lead, Roy. It was 8, looking particularly not good for Iran, and now they're back in it again. And I think the Serbians just need to reevaluate themselves defensively. This is not a team that's going to turn the ball over every time they get the ball.
Well, just like in their game against Argentina, Iran will not go away.
You got the young Markovic there being guarded by Davari. And the foul there, needless foul. Zandi there picks up I think it's his first foul.
Yeah, tried to deny the pass and then didn't recover. And that's why he reached in when he'd been beaten. So as Iran are in the penalty to what should be easy points for Serbia. Svetkovic looking for a club we understand. And that would be a good recruit. So no mistake, and it's back to a 5-point lead for Serbia.
And again, the pressure up the floor is relieved by the Iranians in 6 seconds off the shot clock.
Swarming defense from Serbia. That should have been a 5-second call almost, but a poor shot. Now, can Serbia capitalize upon their good defense? Again, terrific ball movements for an open shot. Haddadi keeps the rebound alive, 3 juggles.
Well, that's impressive. 7'2", get the rebound, and they might get a layup down the other end.
And they do, right on cue. It's a 3-point Serbian lead.
Well, the Serbians just passed too many times. Nobody wanted to take the shot. It all wouldn't look pretty. In the end, they ended up with nothing.
Well, the crowd here in Nanking behind the underdogs, they being Iran. They'd love to see a close game. Well, the 3-pointer relieves a little bit of pressure. It's a 6-point lead for Serbia. In fact, the referee's just gone to the table to make sure, and it was given as a 2, so it's a 5-point lead. 2.5 to go in the first half.
Yeah, the problem was Erceg at 6'11" did not want to challenge Haddadi at 7'2". Luckily dished it out, and the 2-pointer was good from Svetkovic.
Travel, yeah. Stopped and then took 2 steps.
That's a tough move. Haddadi likes to use that left. Just didn't quite have the footwork ready for it. You see a little shuffle, and it just bumps him out of it. Good work from the youngster.
Erceg is only 23 years of age. In fact, yeah, just 23, born in January, 85. And again, Again, Haddadi keeps the rebound alive.
Another rebound. Almost get to double figures before half-time. It's his 9th rebound.
Well, we almost have a situation similar to China. If you take Haddadi out of the Iranian team, there's not an awful lot left there. And if you take Yan Ming out of China, well, they are not exactly Olympic gold medal prospects.
Zandi with the wayward 3 and could only make up by fouling and stopping the Serbian fast break. Yeah, I totally agree, Roy. This and Haddadi in the final last year of the Asian Games had 31 points. He was the main reason they beat Lebanon. That Lebanon team had been together for a long time. Some good players there.
And well coached as well.
Yeah,
they got Mario Palmer.
They did get a bit of a pasting in the Olympic qualifying tournament, but they were a player short. One of the best players got injured. But his Iranian team is built around this there Haddadi, young player too. They have a player taller than him. I think he's 2 years younger back home. 7'4" Iranian centre, not as good as Haddadi.
Well, Haddadi intent on bending down as well. Yan Ming and picking the rebound up, and there's a foul and one.
Javid Davari kept going, and eventually he got the run as Tepic went to the ground. The foul, Tepic had to foul somewhere. There it was, little touch foul maybe.
Well, the referee was going to call the foul and just waited and called it at the crucial time there.
Well, again, Iran were within 3 points, I believe, with that 2 counting.
With a bonus to come. Yeah, very hot and humid here in Nanking.
There's a big Costa Perovic, 7'2", that Serbian player. Played for Partizan before he moved to the Golden State Warriors, and the Golden State Warriors put him out to farm with the Bakersfield Jam. I think he came back for the Warriors 2 more times last season too, but little short-term spells. But Davari, he left the bench, 11 points, yeah, impressive, very impressive.
And he's playing good defense as well.
Top scorer for Iran.
So it's just a 2-point game now, having led by 8. The Serbians have let Iran back in, or rather Iran have fought their way back in. And I tell you what, Haddadi got that hand on the rebound as well. We'll give him a rebound there, so he's on 10 rebounds already. Oh no, you don't take bigger players on, especially when you're going 1-on-3 and you give up an easy shot at the other end. Haddadi, another rebound.
That's 11. Oh, it's poor play. That's unlucky. Roy, I tell you, the problem was Davari penetrates, does all the hard work, gets to the middle of the paint, and you're right, you don't take on big plays, you kick it out to a shooter.
Yeah, the problem with playing fast break basketball is it does tend to lead to turnovers, and when you've got a high turnover team like Iran and you add turnovers in the fast break as well, then you've got real problems.
Oh, have some back. Haddadi pins it on the backboard. That's good to see.
Well, I don't think he's going to get a triple-double tonight, but well, he got another block there. There must be 3 blocks already.
12 rebounds, 8 points. He's very close to the double-double, which needs to get another 2 points.
Differential of 5 seconds between game and shot clock. They must get a shot away. Does he know about the shot clock? Yes, he does. And he gets 2 as well to tie the scores at 35s. Timeout requested.
Wonderful. What a player. It looks like he might have taken a little bang there. Yeah, he's okay. Come on, big fella, get up. 10 points, 12 rebounds, and 1 block shot, I think, but we'll check on that.
Well, the only blot on the copybook of Haddadi at the moment. He's a great offensive player, great shot blocker, great rebounder, but he doesn't wear matching socks.
You got to hold it against him.
Scruffy player.
His coach is in jeans and t-shirt, and you're going to play and have a go at his socks. Come on now. We're up to the fashion police. Get him out there.
7 seconds remaining in the first half, and we have a tie here in the Diamond Ball in Nanking. And Iran have scrapped and fought their way back into contention in this game. Well, the coach has said if they win 1 game in the Olympic tournament, then they will go home as heroes. If they win 2, then they'll be godlike figures. Can't see how they're going to win 2. They might win 1, but well,
I was in the hotel when they came back after that win last year in Japan, and the one thing they wanted to do, they wanted to play America. One game they wanted to play. And incidentally, they've actually been to Utah on a training camp. So the Americans had to extend special visas to the team, and they had a training camp up in Utah because they were struggling to find some sort of decent competition around the world.
Yeah, I think FIBA were a little bit worried that Iran would have, having qualified in the Olympics, were going to get wiped out in all the games. So they negotiated with the NBA and arranged a special training camp for them in Utah to try and well, get them a little bit closer to their opponents at the group stage. Didn't want an embarrassment, but Iran, the turnover, is that going to go in? If that goes in, oh, we have a tie at halftime. 35 plays 35. So this game evenly balanced, and Iran have fought their way back here, and mainly because of the prowess of their big guy, the 7'2" centre Haddadi, already with a double-double, and well, posing real problems for the Serbs. The underdogs, the crowd favourites in this particular instance, have done a great job. And Serbia, well, they must be scratching their heads thinking, how have we not put this lot away? It's 35 apiece, Iran and Serbia. At the Diamond Ball in Nanking, coach to Serbia, Dusan Ivkovic, not a man to throw a tantrum, not a man to scream and shout. Not very often anyway, but he must have been sorely tempted as he saw Serbia surrender an 8-point lead. And now it's 35 playing 35 against Iran, the definite underdogs. And how on earth Serbia have allowed Iran back in this game? Coach Ivkovic must be scratching his head. What do you reckon happened in that locker room at half-time, Mickey?
Yeah, I think Ivkovic would have been fairly upset with his team. I mean, don't forget this team is really building up for the Eurobasket qualifications on the 20th of August against Italy. So they've got players missing. They've got Nenad Kristic, who hasn't played the first half. He's sitting on the bench. They've got 3 players at home that haven't made the trip to China for this tournament. So Ivkovic has to put everything into proportion, and I think one of the things is that he really is trying to find out who will be able to play and who will not be able to play on that 20th of August date in Sardinia against the Italians.
So it's Serbia in blue against Iran. And, well, we've not quite counted all the blocks that Haddadi has had. There's another one. He's already on a double-double.
Tripkovic just went a bit too soft in so much space. He thought he'd just finger roll it up. Fired off a 3 as well. And Haddadi, rebound 14.
Telescopic arms as well. And on this occasion, he doesn't increase his points tally.
Yeah, a bit of out of control there. The first offense for Iran.
Oh, nice too.
There's the Serbian response. Teodosic, I think, penetrated right to the underneath the foul line. Little jump shot. Haddadi didn't want to challenge it, and lead for Serbia second half.
Just for a second, I thought Teodosic might have changed his mind then. That he considered banking the shot, but eventually he just went for the swish, and it paid off. Good hustle from Iran. And the first 3 points are off the second half, puts Iran into a 1-point lead.
That's some serious arc on that shot there. The kick out from Haddadi again.
And with 1 second on the shot clock as well. And another rebound for Iran, this time not Haddadi. Ooh, almost a travel.
Boy, I think it was the Olympics or the World Championship. Which team did Serbia almost lose to? It was the biggest shock around. Maybe it was the World Championship of 06, but if they would lose this game, that would be a huge shock for them.
Well, in the Athens Olympics, Serbia and Montenegro lost almost every game by 1 or 2 points, or in double overtime or something like that, to come 11th out of 12. I mean, they could have won the gold medal with a few 1-point wins instead of 1-point losses, and they've been going downhill ever since, I'm afraid.
I think they lost to Nigeria or something in the World Championships, or some African country. So they are struggling right now to find some sort of rhythm offensively, and the Iranians, it is them buoyed with confidence.
Coach Ivkovic puts his chin in his hands and thinks, what on earth am I going to do to get out of this little hole? It's only a little hole at the moment, but, well, again, Iran, a poor turnover. Not recognizing the defense. golden rule in basketball is read the defense, and that's what Serbia are good at. They've reduced the arrears to just 1.
Yeah, that's a nice pass from Teodosic. Went all the way. He knew exactly what pass he was going to make. Bogdanovic finishes off the play. And here's the problem with full court defense.
Yeah, good recognition of the fast break and good finish as well. Back to a 3-point lead for Iran.
I don't think Iran's going to see defense as accommodating as this when they come to Beijing in about a week or so's time.
No miss there for the open jump shots. Didn't recognise the fact that the man was on the floor. And Velikovic buried it. Oh, don't go 1-on-5, please, Iran. That's just crazy. You don't see kids in the playground doing that.
Well, that's exactly where you do see it happen, and that's why they're in the playground doing it. You have to, if you want to get on organised teams, you've got to play under control, especially at this level.
Well, as soon as I saw what was in the, or read what was in the Iranian player's mind there, I just turned off and thought, oh, no. And Iran have got what they deserved. They've lost the lead.
Poor play, and I think defensively poor play. Haddadi on the pick and roll just does not want to take any part in any help defense. Very accommodating for the opposition.
The weave out the front there, and that's Serbia possession.
Yeah, good defense from Teodosic. Switched the screen, the handoff screen, and forced a turnover. All of a sudden, the Serbians have woken up. It's a real to and fro game. Amini comes back in. I think probably Davari will sit down. Yeah, there he is, sitting down in a little rest.
Teodosic shakes and bakes. Here he is again in the corner. The baseline was wide open for him, and he gave the ball away.
Yeah, Teodosic looking a bit too pretty out, a bit too nice.
On this occasion, the Iranians recognise the half-court. Oh, what on earth was that? Get out of here, you! That's a forearm jab. Look at that. Get out.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that was probably allowed in certain parts of the world. Haddadi said, I do it every day.
Perovic.
Ref, yes. Look at this, all I'm doing.
Perovic tried not to make the most of it. He was so shocked, I think. He just took a step backwards. Is that his 3rd foul, Haddadi?
Two fouls for Haddadi, yeah.
Another turnover, this time is against Serbia, and another foul.
Yeah, Tripkovic made the turnover, and again, it's the common side of teams when they give up something, a fast break, stop the break on the halfway line like that. Whereas Tripkovic just gets in his way. The referees can't call it intentional.
Not quite a clear path foul, as I think they may be called in the future. It's pretty close to a possibility of an unsportsmanlike there, stopping the fast break on purpose. No attempt for the ball.
Well, that's the part of the game that the Iranians have not really developed. They've gone the pick and roll either side. The guard penetrates. I get the impression the guard doesn't really know what options are available. He jumps up in the air. Does he shoot it? Does he pass it? And they get bailed out with a foul right there. But Davari was caught out with that early in the half.
Oh, my goodness me. Despair. I really do.
Well, the problem is the initial screens for an end-man out of bounds don't work, so they've got to get up with plan B, and the plan B is to throw it out of bounds. There's nobody getting open.
Yeah, I suppose the only redeeming factor is he didn't throw it straight to an opponent for a fast break.
Well, it's a tale of turnovers. Then Serbia come down, turn the ball over. Iran go down the other end, turn it over. And almost another turnover. There's Afagh there, almost intercepted that pass.
Well, the first 5 minutes of this 3rd period have flown by with not too much action, a lot of turnovers, and we have a 1-point game.
I'll still go back to the fact that Serbia will not want to lose this game. This is a game they will feel very embarrassed if they were to lose it.
Teodosic has another shot clock to play with. Oh, no offensive foul, a turnover against Serbia. Wheeling and dealing here on the fast break. We've had Teodosic fouls.
You know, Roy, Amini had to make that. He took off from a long way away. I don't know if Teodosic had let him shoot it, whether he would have made it. It was a long way away from the basket. Here we go, look.
I think I can safely say that the chances of him scoring that were most unlikely.
Yeah, I think you're right. He had no help. Nobody's going to get an offensive rebound. And he was bailed out.
Teodosic joins the timeout called by Coach Ivkovic. We've seen quite a bit of young Teodosic in the Greek league here on Eurosport 2 this season. A major confrontation with Sarunas Jasikevičius, the Panathinaikos and Lithuanian player. A 1-point lead for Serbia here. Serbia 43, 4:42 to go in the third period. Here in the third diamond ball in Nanking in China. A long, long way away from the Chinese capital, Beijing, but one of these teams will be traveling those 1,000 miles to compete in the Olympic tournament in a few days' time, and Serbia, they won't be.
A good warm-up tournament for Serbia for their upcoming games in the European Championships, the qualifying tournament. But you're right, Roy, Iran will go to Beijing in just over a week's time, and they're going to have some tough games there. They are probably out of the 12 teams, probably ranked number 12, I think. Angola probably were ranked a lot higher than Iran, although there won't be much in it.
Well, the bookies have got Iran down as 5,000 to 1 to win the Olympic gold medal, and I don't think their performance is here in the diamond ball.
Do you think that's a nominal quote, 5,000 to 1?
It's probably worth a couple of shilling.
I tell you what, it was a good one. I saw Greece at 20 to 1 to win the Olympics. That's a good, very. I'm not sure you even get that now.
I just wonder whether the Americans will be on a psychological down against Greece, because they could not defend the pick and roll back in 2006 in the World Championships, and I'm not sure they've learned too much since.
Yeah, I agree with you wholeheartedly. One thing I think that the Americans might have a weakness is the post play in the center, and I'm not sure the Greeks, unless Shortsanaitis is really fit, which I don't think he is, and it may not get exposed.
Well, that selection of Shortsanaitis amazes me. I can only think that Yanakis has seen something there that nobody else has seen. Coach Yanakis. Oh, throw down, man. There you go. The high percentage shot from Haddadi.
Haddadi at 7'2" does that very easily, but great footwork from the big fella.
Another rebound for Serbia.
Serbia just having all sorts of problems getting some sort of groove here. And here you see exactly the same thing. Teodosic didn't want to shoot the shot, almost caused a turnover.
Still a long time on the shot clock. 8. Serbia needn't panic, and they don't. Find the open man in the corner. He goes inside. Nice move to tie it up. Great patience there from Serbia. Erceg. 2 seconds left on the shot clock and buried it. And another turnover from Iran. Inevitably. Oh, that's how to keep the rebound alive. If you can't get it cleanly, then just get a hand on it.
Yeah, it looked like Serbia might just open up with the turnover there. The open 3 from Tripkovic, missed it. And a chance for Iran now to take their time, take the lead again.
But being forced to play a long way from the baskets. 5 on the shot clock. And no one's told him. Oh, cool shot, and what a rebound. What a pick someone's pocket there.
I mean, I think it's Zandy wants a substitution there. He's come running in for the rebound. I think he may have just get a little knock, little injury maybe.
Iran back to a 2-point lead. No offensive foul called. Teodosic off the pick. And that hit the back of the, or the metalwork at the back, so that's a violation. And in for Iran is Saeed Davari Panahard. Stays on that one.
Roy, I know you were sweating.
Must be about 7 syllables there.
You were hoping he wasn't going to play in the game, weren't you? But he's in, and there's the pressure again. It's a foul, surely, referee.
Oh, Mr. Referee, right on your nose, ref. That had to be a foul. An easy 52 ties the scores again. 2 to go in the third period, and it's still tied up at 47s.
Yeah, Uros Tripkovic there challenged there Haddadi to try and block his shot, and there's the foul.
Now, that foul was called on the halfway line. Why was it not called about 20 seconds ago, right underneath the hoop?
I agree, and so many times you see that one-on-one to the basket, and the little bumps in the defense is called, the and one maybe.
Identical circumstances, except a different area of the floor.
Davari comes back in the game, Javad Davari. Amini sits down, point guard for point guard. Davari is still the top scorer for Iran.
Yeah, I'll go and fetch that.
He's frying some passes out there, though.
No travel? Yes, yes.
Or I'll leave you to his name again.
Davar Panafard. There you go.
That's good. There you go. Good practice,
I think.
Inside Keshman comes back in the game. I don't think we've seen Keshman since the first
you get the easy
quarter.
ones, do you?
Keshman played most of the first quarter. Now we see him in the third quarter.
Under 100 seconds to go in the third period, and there's nothing separating the teams. Passive defense here from the Iranians. 2 on the shot clock, and the rebound is taken, no violation. Well, that's sloppy play there from the Iranians. They heard the buzzer, but it went after the ball clipped the rim, and that is definitely the third foul now on Haddadi.
That's a weak foul, too. You know, Haddadi got up, he made a little motion to block the shot, got caught up in the air, but really there was no contact from Bogdanovic going up to try and score.
Well, such is the difference that half a second makes. The shot clock buzzer went after the ball clipped the rim, so that's no shot clock violation against Serbia, and they take the lead.
And that's a good big point here. 3-point lead for Serbia. Just coming up close to a minute to go in the third.
Well, I suppose in the context of the game, 3 points is a big lead, because Iran now have to regroup, and Serbia may go into the break between the periods with some momentum.
That's a nice little offense around there. Turnover though, good hands.
And Serbia should take their time here. Well, they don't need to, because they got an open look. No goaltending, despite the protestations of coach Ivkanovic.
Intentional foul, yeah. It's being called unsportsmanlike, whatever it is. Markovic is called for the foul. Let's have a look. Oh, maybe across the face.
Afterwards, yeah.
Javad Davari was going one way and only one way on that. It's a good, strong move. He has the habit, Roy, of going up 2 hands and just going into one hand. You know, you got the possibilities there. You can lose control of the ball very easily. This goes back to the street ball style of play. 14 points, Javad Davari is leading scorer for this Iranian team. They're still hanging in there.
And they have possession after this one, so 2 good from the line, and now they have an opportunity to regain the lead. It's a 1-point game. Now, Iran, you have a habit of giving the ball away in the dying seconds of periods. Let's see if you can erase that. Well, that's the way to erase it, with a 3-pointer, and a bench love it. It's a 2-point lead for Iran.
Afagh has hardly done much all game, but that was a big, huge shot.
Well, that's how to play an intentional foul in your favor. All 4 points. And that's tied again at 52s. Shot clock being turned off, 10 seconds. Here are Iran going to give the ball away again. No, they're not. They're going to get 2. So it's 54-52. Iran with a 2-point lead at the end of the third.
Oh, wow. What an up and down game. I'm upset with Davari because he gave Bogdanovic an easy layup down one end, and then Bogdanovic did exactly the same to Davari, gave it up. It's point guard defense that's really gone astray.
Well, the most exciting game of the Diamond Ball so far, and who knows which way it's going to go. Iran, everybody's underdogs, lead Serbia, the once mighty Serbia, by 2 points. It's 54-52 at the end of the third. Well, 10 years ago, I would have said we have a shock on our hands, because Serbia ruled the world 10 years ago, or what was in those days Serbia, Montenegro, stroke Yugoslavia, but they're rebuilding, and here they are facing the ultimate embarrassment. Losing by 2 points to Iran, although there are still 10 minutes to go. Mickey, do we have a seismic shock on our hands?
Well, I really believe we do. If Iran were to win this game, that would send some reverberations back to Serbia of not a good job being done here by the team, by the coaching staff. They're perhaps not prepared for this tournament. They came in beating Russia last weekend. Russia going to the Olympics themselves and European champions. This is not a good performance from Serbia. Now, granted, they've traveled a long way to get here. It's their first game, so maybe the game against Argentina will let you know a bit more about this Serbian team. But now 3 for 19 from the three-point line is not a very good shooting performance from a team that fundamentally should be solid. There's a foul there. I think it's not sure who that is. It Tripkovic? No, it's Dusan Keshman just hanging on to the Iranian player over that little flex screen in the corner.
And that Iranian player who's holding on to was Haddadi.
Now, Iran have 19 turnovers. That's horrendous. 19 turnovers, you're winning by 2 points.
That's pretty average for them, I think.
Yeah, standard. It's what, 24 against Argentina. They're probably above average right there.
And there's another turnover against Iran. And Serbia take the lead, or retake the lead at 1 with a three-pointer.
Well, there's that pick and roll to the baseline. Very difficult to guard against.
So perhaps we were a little bit premature in saying that the shock was on the cards, but it's still a close game. Here's Haddadi into the corner, and the reverse layup is missed, but it's a two-shot foul.
Well, it's interesting to see that Davari went underneath the basket there to lay it up left-handed. I almost think, look, see, he goes underneath. You'd have drawn the foul and got the and one easier, perhaps, if he'd gone this side of the basket, the other side of the basket, which he chose.
Yeah, a case there of a two-step layup. Should have really have been a jump stop, a power layup.
Yep, maybe, you know, pump fake too, get the man in the air. I think he ran the risk of getting that shot blocked by Zoran Erceg there, number 7. But Davari to shoot 2 free throws. He has, I think it's 17 points already.
And 2 from 2 will restore Iran's lead.
Well, 19 rebounds for the big fella from Iran.
Game is all square.
Haddadi.
Very satisfied looking coach Rajko Turuman there. Desperate to get one up on his fellow Serb, Coach Ivkovic of Serbia. Ran by 1. Long time to go, though. 9 full minutes. No backcourt violation there.
Almost. Good play there from the point guard to make sure he didn't put his foot over.
A floating shot, which misses, and the rebound grabbed by Sakanainian. Serb defense very quick to recover. Iran putting the ball on the floor an awful lot, as is there once. Oh, it's a terrible pass.
The crowd just loved that one. That was abysmal. I don't think he was even close to a Haddadi.
Well, Haddadi's 7'2", and he had no chance of getting that one. Not even with his telescopic arms.
There's that baseline pick and roll again to the baseline side.
Haddadi very intimidating inside, though. And the and 1 will be coming, and Iran lead by 3 with the possibility of making it 4.
I think the worst thing for Ivkovic right now is the ease with which Iran can score. Look at that pass over the back of Velikovic. Velikovic fouls, and the ball just dribbles in the basket. He can only look over to the bench. Is it sub time for him? No. Ivkovic going to leave him out there?
Well, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't in this situation. Had the defender just left the shooter for an open layup, he would have got cursed by his coach. Instead of which he gets cursed by his coach for committing the foul, and another foul.
No, he stepped in too early, Roy. They're going to shoot another. Afagh's going to shoot another free throw. Here's Velikovic again. But again, if this goes in, double play. Velikovic, who's not going to be very in the best books for Ivkovic.
Well, Iran with a 4-point lead. This is their biggest lead of the game. Remember, they trailed by 8 at one stage. Yeah, foul. Oh. Number 6 of Iran, Davari there. He did all the hard work, and then at the last minute just reached in.
Well, you're right, Roy. I was impressed with Davari. He was really picking up on Vijanic, Milos Vijanic, number 13 for Serbia. But as he went by him, he just tugged back on his arm. An easy call for the refs. Nice out of bounds play there. You're going to get a back screen from Zoran Erceg, number 7, which will leave, I think it's, yeah, it's 5. Milenko Tepic to the basket. There's Erceg.
move, but an unsuccessful one.
Yeah, it's just a little too nice, wasn't it, Roy? No rebound, there's nobody going after to follow it in, and it's an easy rebound for Iran to clean up.
Now, with a little bit more confidence here, Iran could run away with this, and they get an offensive rebound and a foul, and the fouls piling up on Serbia. Erceg, again another foul. That's his second in quick succession.
Well, I'll be amazed if Coach Ivkovic leaves him out there. Perovic has made too many mistakes the last minute or so.
Still an age to go. Serbia trailing. Oh, that's an offensive foul. That's oh God. It's so dumb. That is so dumb. I can't believe he did that then.
I think the silly thing. Look,
watch this.
If he goes to the ball, he gets open, but he just pushes off and do some Cashman. If that just plays his part, rolls over a bit.
Well, back in my day, that used to be the recommended way of getting free. But, it was quickly ruled out by the officials.
Nika Barami is fouled out. That's 5 quick fouls. I mean, you've got me guessing where his other 4 went, Roy, but that was an easy one for the referees to call. There's a hard night for Mohamed Samad Nika Barami.
I think I'll count about 9 syllables in his name altogether. 9 syllables, 5 fouls. Yeah, the intimidating presence inside again, and the 3-point misses, and Haddadi, yet another rebound. This guy, and the turnover. Haddadi's on his way to 20 rebounds.
He's got 20, and what grates me is having a word with Davari for not coming to the ball, but what a horrible bounce pass it was.
Good pick up. But it's your day then.
The Serbians have got all sorts of problems. They cannot play against this Iranians. It's unorthodox Iranian play.
Yeah, unorthodox, strange, call it what you want, different.
And if you can't shoot, you're not going to win many games anyway. And then Serbians having all sorts of problems.
Ivkovic must have a timeout soon. Well, it's all going wrong for Serbia. A little bit of joviality in the commentary box here, but this is very poor from Serbia, and it's so un-Serbian.
Roy, Milos Vijanic there, number 13 for Serbia, is a good point guard. There's no doubt about it. He played some good teams, Panathinaikos, Dinamo Moscow. He looks like he's taking a bang to the nose, maybe. He's having a hard time guarding Javid Davari.
Well, there's the timeout, and it's a real shame you're not mic'd up to the coach, because I would love to hear what Coach Ivkovic is saying to his players at the moment. And I bet there are a few Anglo-Saxon expressions going on there. The third Diamond Ball tournament for men, or to give it its full title, the third FIBA Diamond Ball for men. Great promotion here from the world governing body. In Serbia, they have problems at the moment. Young team, experimental team, left a few players behind. But in a friendly tournament, perhaps they think they can afford to do that, but at the moment they are almost in an embarrassing situation. They are losing to Iran.
Well, I don't think it'll matter to people back home in Serbia who's on the floor for Serbia. There, you put on that jersey, the blue or the white uniform, whichever you choose for Serbia, with that flag on, you expect people to give it all and not to be losing in probably the substandard teams in their thoughts as Iran. But the Iranians probably think that this is us playing at our best right now.
So Iran lead by 7. 6.5 to go in regulation. Not had an overtime game yet here in the Diamond Ball. Mind you, this is only the 4th game. We've had 3 close games so far. Oh, well, I was about to say that's an easy 2, but Haddadi thought otherwise. Don't force it, please. Oh, my goodness me. Okay, force it then.
Ahmed Afagh, what a move. It almost travelled, Roy, with his 3rd step.
What did you go, 1 on 4 there, 1 on 5?
Roy, I'm going to tell you something. Kosta Perovic, number 15 for Serbia, is an NBA player. Played for the Golden State Warriors a few games. He just got his shot blocked by Haddadi, number 15. Here you go. Let's see. Little pump fake. Oh, get out of here. Now, does that put down Haddadi in the NBA ranks? Not too far away.
Serbia somehow scraped a 2 there, back to within 7.
And he got the better of there, Perovic.
And the foul. That's dumb foul.
Yeah, very poor play. 7-point game.
A basketball court 28 meters long, and he was halfway in the front court, so we're talking about 21 meters from the hoop, and he fouls there.
And it's that man there, Nevoisa Velikovic. And timeout again, is it? No, but 2 free throws for Haddadi. This is early to be in the bonus for Serbia, but they're in it.
Oh, don't step away from your foul shots, Haddadi.
It's 14 points and 20 rebounds. That is an impressive haul. 15 points now.
And he must have at least 4 or 5 blocks now.
Wow, he is impressive. I wonder if after the Olympics they start talking about it for the NBA. Offensive foul there.
Illegal screen.
Yeah. Well, there's nothing Serbia can do right now. Velikovic again, Roy. How many mistakes has he made this 4th quarter? I mean, that's a basic error. Ivkovic there is barking some orders out.
Yeah, not normally a man to show too much emotion. You've seen him at Dinamo Moscow winning the ULEB Cup a couple of years ago with the Russian team. He's getting a little bit red in the face here.
Well, Ivkovic's got to be nearly 70 as now. He's getting on in age, that's for sure.
No, that didn't deserve to go in. So he remains an 8-point lead for Iran. Still a long time to go for Serbia to recover from this. They need something special now. Oh, and that's not what they need. A horrible turnover.
Oh, yeah, Markovic now. You've got a young guard and only just turned 20 years old, Stefan Markovic, in for Vijanic. And it's a tough time for him now. Javid Davari will smell some blood, I'm sure, if he gets a chance. And go one-on-one.
Halfway through this 4th period. Iran on the brink of possibly the biggest upset in their history. That's a foot violation. New shot clock.
Well, he got the switch on the pick and roll, and Javid Davari didn't want to use it. And, you know, he's got the speed, got the quickness. If you've got a slower player against you, you've got to use it.
Now, Iran have got to use their heads here because Serbia are in the bonus. And you can get points from the line as well as from the field. Don't give the ball away, though. You can't score without it. There's a foul. Now, that's a poor turnover from Iran. Oh, I've lost count of how many times I've said that. They just do not understand the value of possession. Now, that may have been called an unsportsmanlike. A lot of referees will be tempted. They certainly will be in a couple of months, in a couple of years' time when the rule changes. No unsportsmanlike called. Lucky Iran. And somehow Serbia scramble a 2 there. Somebody got their fingertips on it, and it's back to a 6-point game now.
I think Velikovic there just kept the ball alive. Good defense from Haddadi. Perovic missed the earlier shot. Now, trouble time here for Iran. They've got to hang on, got to get some points on the board.
No, that's a poor shot. Very poor shot indeed. Off balance, fading away. And Serbia can make them pay. And they don't. Well, they do because they give a block shot. Oh. Now, where did that hand come up through the cylinder? It may have done, you know. Got a replay of that. This is good defense from Serbia. They've recovered well.
Serbia picked up the ante. I don't think that was a legal block. Haddadi went all the way over the other side of the basket to block it. Iran have got to score. They've got to keep that scoreboard ticking away. Get the ball inside, maybe down Haddadi.
Just get it inside. Get the foul. 2 on the shot clock. Haddadi the rebound. Can't hang on to it. Here goes Serbia. There's going to be a foul here, I'm sure. Yeah, there it is. And Serbia will be on the line for 2.
Well, it's frantic stuff right now because the Serbians have picked up the defense and the Iranians are having a hard time finding a good shot.
Yeah, you've got to ask the question, do Iran know how to close games out? Have they been in the lead very often at top-level international basketball? Do they know how to handle themselves when at an advantage? Well, Coach Torman has called a timeout just to talk to them about that particular situation. 3.5 to go in the 4th, and Iran with a 6-point lead that looks a little bit precarious at the moment. 3-point shots, which really helps Serbia to start the recovery. And the easiest rebound that Haddadi will have in a long time. And as the old saying goes, you've got to buy a ticket if you want to win the raffle, and he was there in the right position.
Yeah, I'm impressed with Haddadi. It's the second time I've seen him play. He works hard. I don't think defensively he really is active enough for the Iranians. Could do better, but he blocks shots, he intimidates, and he's obviously an imposing threat there offensively on the rebounding edge.
Yeah, 2 meters 18, which translates in old money to 7 feet 2.
I think the good thing, he's active. He's very agile, very athletic,
very long arms.
You see a lot of 7-footers who really don't move very well. Now, Roy, I've seen a couple of players with a little shaved eyebrow there. Is that something you think that the team have got together with? Daddy's got one. I've seen Afagh, I think, has got one as well.
Shaved eyebrows, black socks.
Something's going down.
And Serbia miss from the line. Not having his best ever game, Velickovic. Partizan Belgrade player.
I think he's had a poor fourth quarter, and Coach Ivkovic has done well to leave him out. He's got 2 points, an earlier basket, and that free throw. Pressure here.
Yeah, it worked almost. Yeah, and the layup. No foul? Yeah, foul. Yeah, that's good refereeing, actually, because he was convinced there was going to be a foul, and, well, just waited and waited and waited and blew the foul eventually.
Well, I think if he'd scored, he wouldn't have called the foul.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that's good play. I think you're right, Roy. Good refereeing. Afagh, he's having a decent game. He'll shoot 2 free throws here, 12 points, 3 rebounds.
Erceg the foul.
And Velickovic sits down probably about 5 minutes after I would have sat him down.
Possibly even 25 minutes. Well, Iran back to a 6-point lead. And Iran did really well to escape the trap there. There were traps all over the floor for them, and they didn't fall into any of them. And they got the 2 from the line. Now it's a 7-point lead. And Coach Torman pleading with his players to think about the next 3.5 minutes. They can restrict Serbia to taking a long time off the shot clock, and the clock is on their side. Oh, that's good defense. Very, very good defense from Iran, but eventually they foul. Now that may be 4 on Haddadi. Kept his hands right up in the air. There wasn't a foul there. And
I think the problem for Haddadi is he let Perovic get too far underneath the basket, too close to the basket before he started playing defense. I think Zoran Erceg should shoot 2 here. I'm not sure who the foul was actually called. It is Haddadi still has 3.
No, I think in the end it was 4. Given against Amini, the number 5. Erceg, no problem from the line. Back to a 7-point lead now for Iran.
And they're 9 for 15 from the line, so it's not really an issue of them missing free throws. It's caused their demise, the problem, the situation they're in. 5-point game.
More pressure from Serbia. 3 to go. It's a long time, Serbia. Don't have to panic. Remember, they are in the penalty. So Iran really should play a smart game here. Oh, that came off a Serbian head, but he didn't go out of bounds. Don't foul Haddadi.
It's panic statements for Iran and offense. They're not quite sure what shot they want. Give it a layup.
Word, the lane opened up, and they didn't get the rebound, Serbia. Now there's no need to panic. Keep it. Play the half-court game. Well done. Well done.
Yeah, you got to bring it out now. Can they come up with a composed shot, get somebody open for a jump shot,
or even draw a foul? Anything. Yeah, there it is. 2 shots to Iran.
That's poor play from Serbia, really. They've got to really sit back and let Iran make their own mistakes instead of fouling, put them on the free throw line. Easy stuff. Yeah, hand in the back from Markovic. Easy call for the refs.
Now, key foul shots for Iran. They lead by 5. And the 20-point man is on the line, and it stays on 20 points. That's a snatchy shot. Walk backwards and sideways after the foul shot, and Torman can't believe that, glaring at the foul shooter. Oh, he misses his second, but he gets the rebound and a new shot clock. Now, that is smart play. He could have easily have gone back up again and missed the shot, but instead, he decides to use the clock. Just over 2 to go in regulation. Defensive stop is essential for Serbia. Inside to Haddadi. Did he travel? No, he didn't. The turnaround shot is good. It's a 7-point lead for Iran with under 2 to go. Class play there from the big guy.
It looked like he was fouled as the lob pass went in. Somebody was holding onto his arm, but nice play. Very, very composed move.
Under 100 seconds to go in regulation. Erceg inside, outside. The three-pointer is good for Serbia. It's a 5-point lead now. Sorry, make that 4. Erceg nails the 3.
Very versatile player, Zoran Erceg.
Yeah, that's good play as well from Iran to run the clock down. Don't force it, there's no need. Into the big guy's hands. 5 on the shot clock. Fadeaway shot is good. Wow, what a shot there from Haddadi.
I tell you, Roy, Perovic is looking around saying, where did this guy come from? I'm an NBA player and you're putting things on somebody in my face from 18 feet.
Iran by 6 with 70 seconds remaining. Erceg. Into the big guy, Perovic. Inside, nothing, and the rebound is grabbed. Rebound there by Erceg. Timeout called by Ivkovic.
Well,
my mistake. Timeout called by Toroman.
Perovic missed the first. Velikovic about to come in the game. I think Erceg will sit down. Perovic.
No timeout, just a substitution.
Now Perovic sits down. 15. Yeah, he's very unhappy.
Last minute of the game, he ran by 4. Almost a 5-second call. The lighthouse is successful this time. That's what Martin Hendelman was calling for in the previous game. Iran do it, China didn't. 45 seconds remaining in regulation. Iran by 4. Can they close this game out? No, they can't. 2 points almost guaranteed here. That's unsportsmanlike.
Yep. Good call from the referees. Why not let him lay it up?
Yeah, this could tie the game. 2 shots and possession for Serbia. Bad turnover. Awful turnover.
Amir Amini just didn't read the situation at all there. You know, it just looked too obvious. Open play. You grab somebody, you look like you grabbed somebody. Easy call for the referees.
Iran made the ultimate sin there in basketball. Left the floor, jumped in the air, no pass to make, gave the ball away, and then to compound it, an unsportsmanlike foul. It's a 4-point lead for Iran, but they have 2 shots coming against them and possession. In this particular phase of play, Serbia could actually take the lead with 2 from the line and a 3-pointer.
I think one positive thing about that move, Roy, is that they go to the Olympics next week. If they want to win a game, they don't want to be making mistakes like that in a big Olympic game that's going to be important for them back home.
Yeah, this is a learning situation from Iran. They may learn the hard way. Assistant coach there just reminding Coach Thurman that it was called unsportsmanlike.
They will get 1 shot. There's 37 seconds left. Serbia get the ball, maybe 2, maybe 3 points down. They'll get a shot. So Iran will get a shot at the basket now. You want to make sure. Do you go in there with on a level tie? Do you look for the points, or you just hold the ball and wait for Serbia to foul? It's a 4-point game right now. 71-67. 2 free throws to come. So obviously that deficit will go down, and possibly could stay the same with some poor shooting.
This is where the coaches earn their extremely high salaries in the case of Serbia. No, sorry, formerly in the case of Serbia. I'm not sure they pay that well nowadays. Serbia not a particularly rich country nowadays. I'm not sure what coaches are paid in Iran.
Well, after qualifying for the Olympics, I'm sure he's Ratko Toroman has played very, very well. I would think he's looked after quite decently.
Velikovic on the line. No problem with the first. I was about to say no the second, but he bobbled in and out. Bit of a lifeline now for Iran. Well, they don't want to give up a 3-pointer.
Now, does Serbia go for a 2 or a 3? I think you've got to keep going for the 2. Keep your mindset on going for a 2-pointer. Take it to the hoop, something active, maybe draw a foul.
Well, if I were Iran, I'd put them on the line when that clock ticks down to less than 10. Give them a possibility of 2 points, but no 3-pointers allowed. That's a 3-pointer that's been allowed, and it's most far a long way, but the rebound is good. It's a 1-point game. The clock and the game clock and shot clock are synchronized. A 5-second call there. No, it is. It's a 5-second call.
I think it is. That's a quick 5-2.
Ooh, very, very quick indeed.
And the problem is that you can't look at the clock. The clock was stopped. That's your little foul there. That wasn't called. 5-second. Wow.
It's a one-point game with Serbia in possession, end line, and they can throw this ball around now for 23 seconds if they want. Are Serbia going to get out of jail? Are Iran? Oh, what a turnover, and nearly another one.
Need a foul.
There's the foul. Put him on the line. Good foul.
Well, that's good. Very quick foul in the backcourt too. 10 seconds to go. Serbia will get another look.
I think Veljkovic has gone.
Boy, the turnover there. Young 20-year-old Stefan Markovic.
And the Iranian player had his foot about a millimetre from the sideline as well.
That was close, wasn't it?
Timeout is Ivkovic. What was I saying about the coaches earning their money?
Well, it's all now.
Having to sweat blood to earn it.
Hamid Haddadi is 3 for 4 from the free throw line tonight. He's a decent shooter. There's no doubt about it. He's not great, but he's decent. The other day, let's have a look, see what he was the other day. He was definitely had his 20 points. He was 2 for 4 the other day, so doesn't get to shoot many free throws, Roy. What do you think?
Well, if he hits 50% here, then that will put Iran into a 2-point lead. Serbia should have the ball with 10 seconds to shoot it. Would they go for a foul? Would they go for a 2-pointer to take it to overtime? Or would they go for a risky 3-pointer?
I'm going to say he's going to make 1 free throw. That leaves Serbia with the easy option of just scoring down the other end, a 2 or a 3. They'll go for a 2, I think, but they end up with a 3. They'll take it.
Which a 2-pointer. So 1 point from Iran, 2 from Serbia would give us our first overtime here in the third diamond ball in Nanking. And this has easily been the most exciting game of the 4 we've seen so far. Remember, there's a lot more to come. We'll see this all the way through to the final. 3 games for you on Friday. The 5th and 6th playoff, the 3rd and 4th, and the big final. Who will be contesting those 3 games is yet to be resolved.
Well, this is huge for Serbia. They do not want to be having a loss.
Humiliated, I think is the word.
A loss in the column against a team who they would feel is an inferior basketball power to themselves. So 2 free throws. If he makes 2, it's going to be a tough ask for Serbia to tie this with a 3.
The Sabo battery player. That's the center of Iran, 2 meters 18, 7'2". Hamad Haddadi hits the first.
Stroke the first, and all the confidence in the world.
Smiles on the Iranian bench now, or half smiles anyway.
20 and 20, Roy. 20 points, 20 rebounds.
There it is now. Serbia need a 3 to win the game, 2 to take it to overtime. 5 seconds. What are they going to go for? They're going to go for the 3. No, they're going inside. There's the 3-point attempt, which misses, and the 2 is missed. Iran have beaten Serbia 72-70. The biggest shot of the diamond ball so far, and that man, he stayed with his 50% from the line, and Iran, they've caused the biggest shock so far in the diamond ball. Iran 72, Serbia 70.
Wow, what an incredible shot, Roy. You're right, the 3-pointer to finish the game was poor. Perovic actually got the rebound, but went up so slowly he couldn't get off in time, and the referees called time.
Well, the faces on the Serbian players speak volumes. They're thinking, how on earth have we lost to Iran? Well, perhaps Iran belied the fact that they are no one's favourites to even win a game in the Olympic Games in a few days' time. But who knows, with that man on their team, all things are possible.
Incredible. I mean, I'd say it again, that's going to go around the world. There'll be a few people writing about this as a big, huge shock. And Iran maybe coming onto the world stage, Roy.
What a shock. Iran 72, Serbia 70. I repeat, Iran have beaten Serbia by 2 points. Well, there's a buzz in the crowd. Crowd leaving for their evening meal here in Nanking, but they have seen a great upset in the world of international basketball. Iran, despite the fact they committed 24 turnovers, which is average for them, against 14 for Serbia, then they have still come out on top.
Well, 10 more than their opposition. I mean, can you imagine turning the ball over 14 times, 10 less than your opposition, and still losing? This is a nice little move here, composed move from Haddadi. Very versatile 7'2" centre.
And I tell you what, Mickey, he's got a great attitude as well. I've not seen him complain about anything. He's been bundled all over the place. He's been thumped. He's been hacked all over the place, almost a hacker shack. And never once has he grumbled.
Plays with a smile on his face.
That is a great result. It really is a tremendous result. Can't feel sorry for Serbia because in some ways they were the architects of their own demise, but you have to give credit to a very, very worthy winning team. Iran have beaten Serbia 72-70.